Right, it's not that much, right? We'll be on this one.
You're on. Whenever you're ready.
Meeting call to order. Today is January 3rd, 2023. It is now 6:55 PM. Town Council meeting in the Town Council chambers. Happy New Year, everybody. Mark, will you lead us in the prayer? Jay, will you lead us in prayer?
We'll just ask everybody to have a moment of silence. I wasn't prepared for that, so.
Thank you, Jay. Will you lead us in the pledge?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Make a motion to return to open session.
Second,
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Make a motion to seal the minutes of executive session.
second,
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
All right, consent agenda, approval of the minutes from the December 14th, 2022 special town council meeting and the December 20th, 2022 regular town council meeting.
Move approval of the consent agenda.
Second.
Moving second, any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Liquor licenses, town council acting as the liquor license commission, revocation of expired liquor license for East Side Pub and Grub Inc. doing business as Miss Cranston Diner and Grill located at 45 Quaker Lane.
accusing myself from this.
Where do we stand on that, Sarah?
We had the police deliver them a letter telling them that they had to comply by today at 4 PM, and we have not heard anything,
Nothing.
nothing.
So basically, they just can't serve liquor, correct?
Well, they also don't have clearance through our other departments at this time either. So they really couldn't even hold a victualling license at this point. This is for their, specifically for their liquor license. However, you know, I believe that there's back taxes owed. I don't think that they have approvals for fire, sewer, or building.
So the item before us is liquor license.
So as of right now, if you vote to take their liquor, well, they don't have a liquor license, so they can't serve liquor, but can they still operate? Because I'm sure they're expected to be open tomorrow morning to serve breakfast.
Defer to Tim on that.
The only thing before you is the liquor license, but because they have not complied with anything regarding the annual inspections from the departments, they could be shut down. I don't know if they've been notified of that. But tonight, the only thing you're talking about is liquor license. So if you're gonna revoke their liquor license, you can based upon what's happened in the past and based upon their non-compliance.
Do we know if they've been open?
Yes.
Yeah.
Last time.
I mean,
So has anyone been, I hate to say, I don't want to do that. I don't want to say they can't open for business, but I understand there's rules and regulations. But has anybody,
We can do that. If we're gonna send them a revocation notice in person, then I'd say we can, in writing at the same time, make sure that they're aware that they have these other obligations that
They're in
they've
violation.
neglected.
has anyone gone down there to talk to the owner? Or is it just been letter after letter?
My awareness has just been the liquor license communications,
So-
which has been,
And I just want to clarify, if we revoke the liquor, even, that means that, you know, they're not gonna be able to sell liquor. But again, we haven't given them any type of notification that, because we don't shut down for back taxes. They have to get caught up or
Yeah.
whatever, so they could still operate, but they still are required to have a fire, a sewer.
Right, correct.
And so, and a safety inspection. So at that time, like Mark said, we tell them you are revoked for your liquor, so they have to remove all liquor from the premises. And then at that point, they'd be told that they need to file for these inspections to stay open as a breakfast place, because let's face it, like AJ's doesn't serve liquor, but they do all the breakfast.
Correct.
So it's just a totally different thing. It's just tonight before us is the liquor.
So someone who's going to be sent down there to tell them this? Is it the police? Is it fire? Is it
From what the clerk is.
The building
indicated,
official?
They've ignored any type of outreach to address this issue,
So
Which is the liquor.
which is the liquor. So my suggestion would be is that a representative of the police department go there tomorrow, indicate that if there's a vote tonight to revoke their liquor license has been revoked and they can no longer serve alcohol, and then do what the law allows them to do regarding removal of the liquor from the establishment.
But is somebody going to speak with
Follow up with the other
follow up with the
violations.
other violations?
Right.
Because otherwise, just, again, I like to give the benefit of the doubt, maybe we've sent them and the owner hasn't received them. Possibly, maybe not, but I think there needs to be that direct contact to say, here you go, this is what's going to happen.
That did happen when the police department did hand deliver the last letter last week
Okay,
and told them, this is it.
So I think what I'm hearing is that we have not conveyed the fact that they have not complied with building inspection, fire inspection, sewer inspection. So and Jason, please step in if that this does nothing but, this is a revocation of their liquor license, period. However, we need to put them on notice that these other things are in violation as well.
It shall be included in the same letter that should be delivered tomorrow.
We haven't
And-
even received a renewal application from them, which was due October 1st. So we don't even have an application.
And that's why communication's two-way. And if they're not communicating back, I mean, they're leaving us no option
Correct.
but to.
By the way, they're supposed to know this also.
Right.
so what timeline are we giving them as far, obviously the liquor will be tomorrow, but what timeline are we giving them to say, all right, you can't operate?
Or I would give them a timeline just to communicate back with the town and figure out a plan,
Yeah, I would-
a week to notify us for what your intentions are.
I would think that between Mark and Sarah, you guys could figure out how that should be handled and keep us abreast of the situation. I mean, yeah, I wouldn't close them down for breakfast tomorrow morning, but nonetheless, they do need to,
I haven't gotten a call, but it's in my ward, so I'm just
okay.
wonder what I'm gonna say. If I could get a copy of that, please,
Is
just so,
there,
in case I get a phone call.
And we can definitely make them aware. I mean, I'd have to double check with Will. I've only concentrated on the liquor portion of things, in an effort to try to keep the town out of any liability. But I can definitely follow up with Paul and find out when they were supposed to, I'm guessing their victualling license also expired December 1st. So we can, I don't know, do you want me to give them 30 days to come into compliance with the rest of it? What's a reasonable timeline?
Well, it'd be on our departments too. What's our timeline to get out there? Are they booked? Are they,
Yeah, I wouldn't
That's why I
necessarily.
would Just say communication. We need to
You-
start.
They
we
have
need
to,
develop
if
a
they don't
plan.
get back to us by this date, these are the consequences.
Right.
Yeah,
That's what I would do. It's just like, try and get that line of communication flowing because I don't ever want to shut a business down.
no,
So.
I honestly, I was very surprised that after being delivered the letter from the police department.
This is the only establishment out of every establishment in West Warwick this year,
Correct.
correct?
yeah.
So
So,
it was a possibility that they are shutting down.
That's what I'm
Maybe-
saying, open
maybe
that line
so.
of communication,
Right.
and just say, listen, this is a date we're planning on closing, just don't make it public. That's
Right.
fine.
right. But the only item on the agenda tonight is the revocation of the liquor license.
Correct.
And I will make a motion to revoke the liquor license effective immediately.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
New business, approval request from the finance director to utilize Rhode Island Interlocal Trust as healthcare administrator for the town of West Warwick starting July 1st, 2023.
Here we are again.
Make a motion.
So
I'll make a motion for the approval of the request.
Second,
Go ahead, Chris.
okay, so you all received the letter that I constructed to Mark about the Rhode Island general laws, and we also received additional information from Ian Ridlin that the town and school are exempt from Rhode Island GL 45-55-3.1 and Rhode Island GL 45-5-20.1 to pursue health and dental plans with a cooperative risk management programs like the trust in West Bay. So the savings for the town, it was approximately 300,000, and that's based on what we're paying now. So originally, before we went in this direction, I was thinking of a 10% increase in premiums for next year, for fiscal year 24. I was told it should have been more around 11.5. So the savings is going to be pretty significant. So instead of going up 11.5, we're going down 3% on our working rates, which is huge. And then we're also saving about another 115,000 on the dental premiums. So I think it's a no-brainer at this point. We keep year after year where, our claims are exceeding, and this is definitely something that will keep us more in line and no surprises at the end of the year, which I don't like surprises.
When would this go into effect? Would it have to be
July
fiscal
1,
period?
July 1 for fiscal year 24. So July 1, 23.
And it sounds like there's a plan to convey it to all employees. that-
Mhm.
that-
Yeah, I'll work with Sherry on that.
Rolling it out.
Yep.
Making sure that nobody's surprised and everybody understands what's going to happen, how it's going to happen.
And Brian's here if anyone has any questions from the trust.
All those legal things that were brought up the last time are
All cleared.
all cleared up,
Mhm.
no problem, because
Mhm.
I just see, to our knowledge, there are only two organizations, so words like that always make me.
Right. Well,
Any other questions for Kristen? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
thank you.
Thank you, Kristen.
Approval of West Warwick Winterfest event to be held on January 21st, 2023.
Move approval, although is it really approval?
Second.
I don't see anything on here.
There's nothing attached. It's just, I know we talked about save the date being January 7th, and that's changed now to January 21st.
Correct. And as far as I know, that little subgroup has met and they've made some arrangements with some vendors. They're waiting a little bit longer to try to wrap up a few more before putting out a pamphlet. So I think they were just looking for continued support to get that done.
There's no alcohol at this event, correct?
I still think it's a great idea.
Oh, it's an
Yeah,
excellent.
Looking forward to it.
Already saved the 7th, so. now you
Well,
see it.
don't say.
Save the 21st. All right, move on to the next one, Sam.
All right, resolution authorizing transfer of funds to the West Warwick Public Library from American Rescue Plan funds for fire alarm replacement.
Move approval of the resolution.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Colin, how you doing?
I am good. Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year to you, Colin.
Yeah, so at the September council meeting, we had been asked to go out to bid for the fire alarm, replacement of the fire alarm at the library. We had 2 quotes in hand at that point. One of them had jumped in the interim between it being originally presented to the council. So we did go out to bid in October, mid-October, and we received no bids. The 2 companies who had originally provided quotes were both informed about the process, both knew about the process. One of them said that when the bid kind of moved further up the food chain within the company, they decided they were not going to bid on it. And the other company said they had issues with some of the formalities concerning the bid language. I pursued them as to what their concerns were. They never responded, despite repeated efforts on my part. So at that point, we were faced with the possibility of going out to bid a second time. But at that point, Kristen gave me contact information from a company who are on the state's master pricing agreement, who had actually replaced the library alarm in Cumberland last year. So I followed up with them. They made a couple of visits to the library in November and December and came back with a quote. So that quote is $53,322. The quote's also been reviewed by the fire department, and it's in their estimation, it meets all the requirements of the library. So that is where we are at currently.
So you're looking for additional $9,425.
Yeah, so this bid ends up being almost exactly between the 2 bids that we had in hand on the first occasion.
With the company that actually wants to work with us.
Well, yes, yes, which is a plus.
Any questions for Colin?
No.
Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
All right, thank you very much.
Thanks.
Discussion regarding the lease or sale of 30 Payne Street to Child Inc.
Mark?
She said she doesn't.